Benediction, an essential subject from Vinipedia. Both the living entity and the demigods are subordinate to the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore the living entity cannot worship the demigod by his own desire, nor can the demigod bestow any benediction without the supreme will. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Generally, persons who are distressed in the material world go to the demigods, as they are advised in the Vedic literature. A person wanting some particular thing may worship such and such a demigod. For example, a diseased person is recommended to worship the sun god. A person wanting education may worship the goddess of learning, Sarasvat. And a person wanting a beautiful wife may worship the goddess the wife of Lord Eva. In this way there are recommendations in the Stras, Vedic scriptures, for different modes of worship of different demigods. And because a particular living entity wants to enjoy a particular material facility, the Lord inspires him with a strong desire to achieve that benediction from that particular demigod, and so he successfully receives the benediction. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinicote's benediction category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 8 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. Hiranyakasipu was careful to guard against all kinds of weapons. He guarded against all kinds of time, space and countries because he was afraid of being killed by someone else in another land. There are many other planets, higher and lower, and therefore he prayed for the benediction of not being killed by any resident of any of these planets. There are 3 original deities: Brahm, Vishnu and Mahivara. Hiranyakasipu knew that Brahm would not kill him, but he also wanted not to be killed by Lord Vishnu or Lord Eva. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.3. 36. I wish you good luck. O Brahm, you may ask from me, the giver of all benediction, all that you may desire. You may know that the ultimate benediction, as the result of all penances, is to see me by realization. The ultimate realization of the supreme truth is knowing and seeing face to face the personality of Godhead. Realization of the impersonal Brahman and localized Paramtm features of the personality of Godhead is not ultimate realization. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.9. 21. Hiranyakasipu underwent severe austerity and penance to satisfy Brahm and thus receive a benediction of immortality. Actually, it is impossible even for Lord Brahm to give anyone the benediction of becoming immortal, but indirectly Hiranyakasipu received the benediction that no one within this material world would be able to kill him. In other words, because he originally came from the abode of Vaikuha, he was not to be killed by anyone within this material world. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.17. 19. A devotee does not create enmity with anyone, but if someone becomes his enemy, that person will be vanquished by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, despite whatever benedictions he may have received from other sources. Hiranyakasipu was certainly enjoying the fruitful results of his austerities, but here the Lord says that as soon as he committed an offense at the lotus feet of Praldama Arya he would be ruined. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.4. 28. A devotee's duty, therefore, is to ungrudgingly accept tribulations from the Lord as a benediction. The Piyavas were advised by Bh Madhava to accept the responsibility of administration without hesitation. The poor subjects were without protection due to the battle of Kurukshetra, and they were awaiting the assumption of power by Maharya Yudhishthira. Armad Bh Gavatam 1.9. 17. A pure devotee therefore does not ask benedictions directly from the demigods. His only business is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus he is never in need of those things supplied by the demigods. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.19. 40. A responsible king was always approachable by his citizens. Generally the citizens, great and common, all had an aspiration to see the king and take benediction from him. The king knew this, and therefore whenever he met the citizens he immediately fulfilled their desires or mitigated their grievances. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.21. 6. A saintly person or devotee is free to offer benedictions to everyone, whereas the demigods can offer benedictions only after being worshipped. One can take advantage of a place of pilgrimage only after going there, and worshipping a particular demigod involves waiting a long time for the fulfillment of one's desire, but saintly persons like you, my dear Akara, can immediately fulfill all the desires of a devotee. My dear Akara, you are always our friend and well-wisher. K. Book, Chapter 48.